Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the call. Let me fix this so that you can. Okay. All right. So today is the Q&A, but let's start with gratitude. As always, please type in the chat box what you're grateful for. So Yarek sent us a message saying, I'm so happy and grateful for an amazing day yesterday. It was his birthday, and I loved it. Gabriella just sent a message that she can't get in, but now she has the right number. Okay, let's check. Ooh, they're drilling in the other side of the apartment. Okay, so Joanne says, good morning, everyone. Ooh, wait, sorry, I gotta change rooms. Let's see if I can go further away from that drilling. Okay, I'm happy and grateful for my son. Keeps me focused and motivated, always inspiring me. Wow. Yeah, that's the beauty of the energy of, the younger generation. This morning, I was actually crying because I realized that my purpose in life, when I was 14, what I really wanted to be was a mother, and I wanted to be the best mother that I could be. I was thinking at 14, I wanted to leave this world with something better because I was in it. And at first I thought I wanted to write a book, but then I realized that in my heart of hearts, it was really being a mother and passing on what I know to my children. And it's incredible how actually the children are teaching us stuff. Hi, Rob. So Carmen says she's so grateful for this warm, uplifting sunshine and being outside now. Wow, yeah, that's wonderful. The sun is shining in London too. All right, so guys, if you have anything that you're grateful for, just type it in the chat box and we'll read it out later. All right, so if you have wins for the week, please type it into the chat box if you want to share it. We'll go straight to the questions. So if you have questions, type them into the chat box as well, okay? Right, let me check the chat box. I am so happy and grateful for all the studying that I do, as all my knowledge is amazing. Yes. Wow. I'm trying my best right now to be happy and grateful for all this drilling because it just started now. It wasn't there a while ago, so all right. Question, Angelique's question. I have a question for Hildy. One of the top leaders in Holland said her business exploded when she read Go for No. I was thinking again, why should I have a paradigm of Go for No? It's the same as Failing Forward video with Will Smith. Maybe we can think of another paradigm instead of Go for No. Also would love insights of Guy, others like Gabriella, Yarek, who have followed these accountability groups, etc. So let me just check if Angelique is on the call. Oh, she's not. Okay, she's not in yet. So I will just answer it like that. So there are a couple of things that I want to mention on this, Angelique. So people with lower consciousness need a no to go for it, okay? Because they are fearful because they know deep down inside things are supposed to work for them, but they haven't quite understood yet, realized it, that they actually create their own reality. But deep, deep, deep down inside, they just know that they're supposed to win and that they're supposed to get everything that they want. But they've just heard no so many times when they were young. I think, like a couple of thousand of times, by the age that they were 6, no, 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 no. That they resonate more with a no. They're not afraid of the no when they think about, oh, it's okay if they say no to me and I'll just go for it. And then they also, because according to statistics, but what is statistics? Statistics is just something that somebody said that was true and others believed as well. So it became a statistic for everybody because everybody decided to believe the same thing that person originated. But you can originate your own statistic. You can say, well, I'm not going to join that. I have my own statistic. Everybody says yes to me, right? But you know what? It's not really always about them saying yes to the business because, wait, that was my last point here. Consider this. Even if someone says no about the business, you've had other intentions in your life as well. That meeting was about the fulfillment of other intentions because it's not always getting people into the business and working with them is not the only intention we've got. We want to be uplifters. We want to have meaningful conversations with other people. We want to learn from their industry, so we have all sorts of intentions. If you see it that way, that when somebody said no, well, it's not really about, you weren't supposed to meet that person for the business. It was about the intention, another intention that you've set. And another big one is, go for no means that they haven't decided yet to win. They're wishy-washy about what they want. They haven't decided that they're going to win in this business, because if they have really deeply down in their hearts decided that they're going to win and that they're going to take people with them, because you cannot win alone in this business. People have to win. Others have to win. They have to make a decision that they are going to win. So when that decision is made, more yeses will come than there are nos. Okay, let's see if she's on the call now. Let me check.
Yeah, I just joined somewhere where you were talking about intentions.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So just listen to the recording though then.
Yeah,
and if you have more questions, just message me privately, then I'll answer it. Okay?
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah?
Can I just share the video that you shared on the TIR New Skin group?
Yeah.
That really answers the question a lot as well. Is it's just been a big fat paradigm in the whole industry. You hear it from Eric Worre, you hear it from everyone, that it's a numbers game. You go for no, all this sort of stuff, and it's just, I think because I know Emma Carpenter, it helped her a lot, and they have such a huge fear of rejection that it actually aligns them to let go of that fear. But I totally agree with what you're saying there, Hildy, is that, if you've got the right intentions and you set what you believe is true, then yeah, just go that way. And I think if you listen to that audio with Abraham, that will just tell you exactly what to do as well, alongside what Hildy's saying.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Such a good audio of Abraham Hicks. Definitely. Yeah. So anyway, as I was saying, Angelique, just the bottom line is, it's just, if you create your own reality, you can create it any way you want it to be. And it's either you listen to their statistics or you listen to yours. You create your own, but you have to learn to trust your own. And that's what we're actually doing here. Okay?
Thank you so much. Very helpful.
Okay, great. Yarik said he cannot talk because he's in the train. Gabriela, would you want to add anything to this?
No, I think you covered it well, Hildy.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so let's check the chat box. Joanne says, I've been focusing on working smarter, not harder, and found a booking system for the salon that is free, and I'm currently paying $200 per month. So big win, save. Great. There's one thing that I want to say about that as well. We were taught in school that if you have 5 and you give away 3, all you've got left is 2. Right? But that's not the way it works. There is not a finite pie that we all have to share. You create your economy. Nobody can take away from you what you create. So if you just make the numbers bigger and you say that this is what I earn, then you can actually say, I am making, I like spending money because I'm giving other people jobs. I am helping other businesses just like other people are helping my business, and there's an overflow of abundance. So I know that we were, told we should save, but really on a higher plane of consciousness, it really shouldn't matter if you want strawberry, and if they cost £2, you could go for it, and even if they cost £15 or £100. There are bottles of champagne that cost £32,000, and it shouldn't matter, because it's just vibration. It's just a matter of, do I want it or not? And in fact, the more money you give out, the more money comes back to you. That's how energy is. Because when you say, I have money for this, then you're flowing it, you're trusting it, you're telling the universe that I have enough money to pay for this, and that's why it gives you more, because you're trusting. There's actually a Tony Robbins quote that I have at the end of this presentation that will tell you more about that. Okay, so Rob says, wins have been health event and got about 47 leads to follow up. Nice. That's great. Okay, so when you follow up with them, Rob, don't make it a numbers game. Just every time set the intention that you are going to want to help this person, that you both have clear intentions in your conscious mind, in your subconscious, that you have something that will help them, that will be good for them. And then set the intention that you say the right words and that they hear the right words and that they hear the right feeling, so that you come and close the deal. Because you're not the only one gaining if you sell something, if you know that the product is good and if it's something that they want and that they need, right? Or something that will make their lives easier or better, more, just simply more, right? So really set that energy intention that this is not just something that you do mechanically.
No. There's a lot of feeling going on in it, because with my product we really can make a change, and my pleasure is to offer that to people.
Wonderful. That's wonderful. Great. Yeah, I just wanted to say that. Okay.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you, Rob.
Great.
Okay, Guy says, I'm grateful for experiences in my life guiding me to step into my greatness. Oh, I love that. Wonderful. Mary says, Go for No was talked about me on the Ruby call last night. Okay. Mary, do you want to say anything about it? How do you feel about Go for No?
After watching Ruby call last night, Catherine was talking about it, and Christian. And basically they said turn it around. Basically said what they did, they had a competition between a certain amount of group of them, and they had to get 3 no's. And Christian were talking about it last night on the call, and he said every time he went to go for no on this day, it kept going yeses. So he went into his petrol station and he says he needed 3, and it was like 10, 11 o'clock at night or whatever. He said, right, I've got to get my nose. And he filled up the petrol station, and then there was a big massive shield, and they were talking to this guy and they were telling him all about it, and he's thinking, all right, I'm going to get me no here. And it's not. He gave him his phone number and said, yeah, I'm interested. And then the guy that was stood behind him turned around and said, well, you just heard all of that. Are you interested? And he went, yeah, I'll give you all. And he's like, I don't need some no's. So that's what he said last night. Yesterday they said, instead of worrying about the yes, go for the no's, because then it doesn't, then you don't feel so bad about it, because you've got it in your head that you're going for no. And if you say yeah, then it's a bonus.
Well, the reason why people say yes when you go for a no is because you've let go of the resistance of them having to say yes. That's what's going on energetically. But if you are a deliberate creator, which we want to be, then why not just set the paradigm that you're going for a yes? It's not like, does that make sense? Do you understand? I mean, it's just a higher consciousness to be able to know that you can go for a yes, and that the exchange is really a win-win one. It makes both lives better.
Yeah, it does.
That agreement that, I'm going to help you into this business and teach you everything I know, and you're going to do your part, right? So it's just a path to an agreement that we're both making our lives richer. So why should there be a no somewhere there? So again, so energetically wise, the people who don't know how to create the realities intentionally, because they let go of the resistance of having to have a yes, they let go of that resistance, and that's why they get a yes. Then again, but the cycle goes on, though. I mean, it doesn't end there. Just because somebody said yes, that I'm interested, doesn't mean that they're going to do anything. So there are other things that we need to work on after that. It's the self-image, for example. I mean, how do we see ourselves as leaders? Or how do we sell ourselves winning? How do we see ourselves living in abundance, actually making the money that we want to be making in this business? All of these things. There's so many beliefs that we need to dissect and see and, realize and work on, and so it goes on and on and on. So if you just think about everything in terms of energy, you will have all the answers, but it's something you just practice. Okay, all right, next question. Mary's question. Hi Hildy, my question for tomorrow: is there a right way and a wrong way to give? And my answer to that is absolutely yes. So if it feels right to you to give, then it is right, because the other one is in allowing mode. And if it doesn't feel right to give from your heart, then the energy of the other person is off, and that's what you are feeling. So, but wait, do you want to talk about something specific so that we hit it right away?
Well, it was just I'm reading chapters in the book called Working with the Law, and it said I so often hear people say, "Well, I do give, and sometimes it hurts, but I seldom see any sign of return." And it says there is a right way and a wrong way to give, but there's a careless, impulsive giving, and there's a careful, scientific giving. When we give to a person or a group of persons where we're retarding progress, we are wasting our substance. When we give to the one who doesn't put forth the effort to help themselves, we do not expect a good return. Yes. Nature does not support a parasite or a loafer.
Yeah, the thing is, like, you know how in the Bible it says that, you know, if you want to help people, don't give them a fish, teach them how to fish. So, because the thing is, the energy that's going on there is, if somebody is dependent on you, always asking you, you are their source of money. You are empowering them, saying that they cannot, by you giving them money, is making you tell them that they cannot do it on their own. That's why you're giving it to them. So on a subconscious level, on an energy level, you're disempowering them, and that's why it doesn't feel good. And then they don't. The best what you can do is to empower them to understand how the laws work, so that they can help themselves.
Well, if you don't know, it's all right. For example, on Sunday, I was at Jack was doing football, and after we all did a Sunday dinner, and there's this there's a family that's the son's a bit deprived, and his dad was there, and I know his background, he's an alcoholic and everything like that, and he didn't know actually about what we were all doing after the meal was planned, so he had no money, so he just sat there, and I felt really I felt so sorry, not sorry in a pitiful way, I just thought it was a bit awkward for him. So I just went to the cash machine and draw £20 out, and then I split the thing in. I gave him a tenner secretly, so he just didn't look like he had to scrounge off someone. Is that wrong in doing that? Because obviously you're helping him to drink more, if that makes sense, even though he won't understand the laws.
You know what? If it feels good and right to you, then who cares about the other person? I mean, it's right. Yeah. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
You're giving
it does
from
make
your
sense.
heart. So
yeah.
But what is giving wrong is when you don't want to. Your heart doesn't feel like it's the right thing to do, but your intellect is telling you, I was told to be generous, so I'm giving this, but it's not with your heart. So there is an off energy.
Yeah, that makes sense, definitely. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, cool, welcome. All right, so Joanna has a question. She says, Bob states that in order to get the money, our service must be that which equates the money we want for said service. So where does the theory that you do not need to work hard come from? Okay, so Joanne, you have a salon. So your perspective of earning money is exchanging time for money. And you only have 24 hours, just like everybody else. So it almost feels like, how am I supposed to, like, you know, give more service if all I have is 24 hours and already giving as much as I'm giving? But, you know, service is not just time for money. In the new skin business, for example, you know, the new skin itself gives a service by being totally innovative with the products, you know, small things, like, for example, like, let's just say the Lumi Spa, okay? From what I heard, it has silver in it, so that, what was the silver for? So that it doesn't, what you call it? Can somebody help me out here? Like, so that the bacteria doesn't spread or whatever, something like that, right? I mean, these small things, and that the Lumi Spa, I mean, for me, it is a service that I have this product, because I used to not put on makeup at all, because it was such a hassle to take off the makeup. And it always felt to me like, even though I've been on my face taking off that makeup for so long, it still felt really dirty. But now that we've got the Lumi Spa, I love it, because I don't think about, you know, needing to, like, am I supposed to put it on because I don't want to take it off? If I feel like putting on makeup, I put on makeup because I feel like it. Not like before, I didn't put it on anyway, even though I felt like putting it on, because I didn't want to remove it. And now all we need is 2 minutes of the Lumi Spa and we're done. So or to give you another example, I was in an Uber for Star Saturday, and the guy had a cord to charge my iPhone for the guests, that I could charge my iPhone. And because I found that amazing, I've never seen that before, I gave him a tip of £2 because of his idea of how to increase the service. So service is not always the exchange of money, exchange of time. So service could also be, for example, I'm just thinking, okay, I am doing these calls for you guys, right? I'm not talking to you one-on-one, but I'm doing these calls for you. And I've set the intention that everybody gets to hear what they need to hear when they need to hear it and get to apply it. So even though in a way it's just 1 hour of my time instead of 1 hour with each of single one of you, I'm still giving that service because of that attention that I have put into it. And Dan, for example, because this is his second round of TIR, he decided that he wanted to do it for 1 year to really work on his paradigm. So after 6 months, he doubled his income, and that was way more than what he paid me for, right? So service is also about what the other person needs, what that person needs to hear, for example, in this case, right? And the Science of Getting Rich talks about, it is not what we do, it is about how we do it. Like, I mean, it is, for example, when I was in Germany one time, and there were bakeries, a lot of them side by side. It was just like, wow, so which bakery are you going to take, right? But you're drawn energetically to a bakery. And then I went to this one bakery, and there was one person in front of me. And the one who was serving said, oh, I'm going to give you this croissant because this croissant looks like it's the nicest croissant out of all of the ones that we have here. And then she also said to the one buying was that another customer came in an hour earlier to give her orange juice. And I was thinking, wow, that's exactly what Wallace D. Waddles is saying. I mean, all of them, all the bakeries are more or less selling the same thing, but they do it in a certain way. And just by her saying, I'll give you this croissant because this one looks the best out of all, it makes the other person feel good. That's the impression of increase. So so service is, do you understand it better, Joanne? No.
Yeah, definitely. I think
Yeah.
It's hard because, like you say, there's only a certain amount of time, but also, you know, I could charge one amount and then somebody else could charge 8 times that amount for the same service.
Well, exactly. But the thing is, it's not the same service. So I can tell you, my mom, when she gives piano lessons, she charges about like 4 times as much as the regular person would charge. So what makes my mom so different? Well, my mom, people love coming to our house because it's like a home, you know, and their kids are safe there. And because my mom is to so many other, I don't want to say children, because a lot of them are even adults now. I mean, from the beginning, she's been teaching since even before I was born. So I'm 37 now. So there's so many of us. And I have so many brothers and sisters because they consider my mom their second mom. So it is really about the energy, you know? Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, great. Okay, so AC sent me a message because your question about this question, she said, I realized that you don't work hard, you work on things you love, because when you love what you're doing, 70 hours per week fly by so fast and you work smartly. And we are compensated in all sorts of ways. And I totally agree. So lesson 1 in TIR talks about, what do you want? What do you really want? I mean, if you really dig deep into it, if you do lesson 1 for 2 weeks, and you're sitting there, your paradigm will be telling you, oh my gosh, I've done this yesterday, I have the same answer. But if you allow yourself to actually look at the questions as if you've never seen them before, and really think of that fantasy goal. I mean, fantasy, like something maybe that you've never ever thought of before. I don't know, be on a magazine from first page of, I don't know, whatever, you know, really a fantasy. Just allow your imagination to flow. Maybe you'll find something that you really, 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 really love. Or when you think about this business, what is it about this business that you really, 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 really love? I always come back to the conclusion that what I love is teaching people about the law so that they know how to create their own reality, so that life is easy for them and happy. And, you know, that is my thing. I don't care in a sense about how many products have been sold. I mean, and of course I do in a sense that that's what brings the money, but my passion is about teaching people to create their own reality, which just automatically brings the sold products, if that makes sense. There will be people in the team who love the products more, so that's their thing. So it is a beautiful co-creation. I also put something here in the science of getting rich. Give every man more in use value than you take from him in cash value. Then you are adding to the life of the world by every business transaction. So for example, with Dan, right? So when he did his second round of TIR, because what he really started it for was to, and he talks openly about this, that he wanted to have a better relationship with his son. And he even did the Bob Proctor coaching for a year, and he said that it didn't move him closer to his goal for an inch, nothing. It was zero, no movement. And now he has such a beautiful relationship with his son, and then he doubled his income, so he did another round of TIR. And when I talked to him recently, he said, you know, I would have paid you 100,000 for that. So it says here, it's giving every man more in use value than you take from him in cash value. Do you understand that now more? I mean, for example, if you have a client and you're in the salon and you talk to them about the laws, you talk to them about, you know, how to create reality, etc., they will want to keep coming back. And because they're getting more, not just the whatever manicure, pedicure, whatever it is that you guys do, she's getting so much more in value than she paid for in cash. And that will also make you able to raise your prices, because they love coming back, because they are uplifted, because they are, you know, they know more knowledge and they have more things to apply. They feel good when they leave. They feel good when they're there. Okay, Joanne, is that clear?
Yeah, that's brilliant. Thank you.
Okay, perfect. So read chapter 6 of The Science of Getting Rich if you want more clarity on that, okay? Okay, so I wanted to show you guys a process that I created. Okay, so the first thing is feed the desire. How do you feed the desire? Because a lot of times, a lot of people do not have a real desire anymore, because it was taken away from them to actually want more. They would hear things like, oh my gosh, can't you be happy with what you've got? And all sorts of things. So now they just want to, they try to, you know, talk themselves into, what I've got is good and I should be grateful for it. I shouldn't desire more. But actually, as you already know, just like a plant, it's either we're growing or we're dying. There's no standstill. Everything's in an ocean of motion. So you have to feed the desire. So how do you feed that desire? You just go out there and shop with your eyes and with your senses. For example, you go to the mall and look at that watch, or look at that bag, or even look at that house, look at that car. But it's not just about physical things. It could also be like, look at that relationship, look at that health, look at that body, look at that, you know, just feed desire. Go out there to look for things to want. Feed that desire. And then get a burning desire for its achievement. fall in love with it. As Bob would always say, I mean, if you're in love with somebody, you don't have to keep on constantly, you don't need a goal card to think about them. It feels like everywhere you go, you just think about this person because you're so in love with this person. Now, if you don't have a goal that you're so in love with like that, it's good to, okay, here's another one. Make a decision. Once you have that burning desire, make a decision. But sometimes we have to make a decision first, that we say, okay, intellectually, this is what I want. Let's see if my heart will follow, if this is really what I want. And you have to feed it. And then because you've made that decision, this is what I want. Let's just say you say, okay, I want a new watch. Oh, but I don't know which kind of watch. Okay, so you go out there and look at all those watches. Or I want a house. How about a house, you know? And then how about a house with a garden, and a house with big windows? And how about a house where there are already big trees, so that, you know, I don't need to plant them because it takes a while for them to grow, right? And just keep on thinking about this until it becomes a burning desire. Okay? And then let your imagination flow. Visualize how would it be. Just quiet your mind and visualize. Let your imagination flow what it is. What else could you want? Because we have to be in the wanting mode. We were talking to Kaoru, who's a $20 million circle member. And she said, wow, C-type goal. She's never heard about that. I mean, like, she's so fired up. She's like, wow, a C-type goal, you know? She's looking for a C-type goal. So there's no ending to that. We can want more, right? It should want more. And then you know what? So Michiko is under her, and Michiko has 250 million circle dollar members under her. So she herself has a lot of money, right? And she got really, really excited about it too. Like, whoa, C-type goal. It is just so beautiful to fantasize. Doesn't matter where we are, whatever we've achieved. And then, okay, so keep your energy high. I mean, obviously, all throughout the process, keep your energy high. And then you need the belief. Belief of having it is constantly in your mind. So what are the thoughts that you're thinking? Because you got to learn to believe that, you know, so the thoughts that you're thinking, are they feeding your belief that you can have it? This is what I mean by that. So belief of having it is constantly in your mind, not the belief of not having it, right? Opposition type of belief, but it's the belief of having it. And then you got to know the laws. You got to understand that the universe is doing its job. You got to understand what your job is and what the universe's job is. And if you're doing TIR, it's revealing its secret to you. So you will understand the laws. And you really got to be consistent with doing it every day, so that you do not just understand it on an intellectual level, but you understand it up to the core of your being, and you naturally, automatically apply it. So don't try to make it happen. Do the exact opposite. This is a biggie, because a lot of people try to make it happen, and that's what hard work is, because it's not our work to do. It's the universe's. So our job is to vibrate it, to talk about what we want and why we want it. We're not supposed to think about a how or who or when, or, you know, the universe will bring that to us through the law of attraction. But we have to feed that desire again, like feed it with our thoughts and with our actions, and go test drive that car. Go put that watch on your wrist. So the opposite is just relax. Relax into the knowing that it's yours. So there are a lot of paradigms in the way, like, you know, I'm not worthy and all that shit. But so you really got to work on your self-image so that you'll be able to relax in the knowing that it's yours. You got to relax in the knowing that you are a creator. I mean, you know you are a creator because all your life you've been creating stuff. There are things around you. You have a bed, you have clothes, you have all sorts of things. You have a toothbrush. Hey, you created that. It got into your world, right? So now it's about creating what you want, like what you really, really want, and not just what you need. Again, keep your energy high, but this is all throughout the process. And then play in your mind of having it now, like now, right now. So live from the end is another way of saying it. What would you be doing if you already are it? How would you be different? Like, how would you be thinking? How would you be acting? Who would you be surrounding yourself with? The people that you're surrounding yourself with right now, would they still be the same people you'd be surrounding yourself with if, you achieve that goal that you've set for yourself? Or would it be completely different people? I mean, I'm really, really excited because I guess this is a win for me as well, because the people we're surrounding ourselves with now and also gravitating towards us are team elites from all sorts of directions, like Sandy in the Philippines, who's the biggest in the Philippines, and then Mindy's upline, who's a team elite, and then, Michiko and Kaoru. And so, wow, and things are moving. I'm really excited. And then, how would you be thinking? So spend time with those kinds of people. Ask them questions and listen to them talk. What are they thinking? We were talking to Kaoru, and she said that, because I asked her, now knowing what you know about TIR, what do you feel did you have before, or did right before, that got you to where you are now, even without TIR? And she said, she thinks that it was her mother, because her mother always told her that she can do it and that she's better than everyone else. So that's a good paradigm to have, right? So how would you be thinking? Are you thinking like that? Are you thinking that, yeah, that person can do it, but I can't? Really? Why not? I mean, you are God's highest form of creation. All you got to really have to do is a good attitude, which is, your thoughts and your feelings and your actions have to all be positive towards the goal that you've set. What are your thoughts about your goal and yourself about reaching that goal? So what are your feelings about it? What are your actions about it? I mean, your actions, for example, are you talking to people to actually show the business? And when you're talking to them, are you going for a no, or are you going for a yes, right? And again, it depends on where you are on the level of consciousness. And sometimes going for a no is better in the sense that, you let go of resistance. But you know what? I just had this download just now that when people go for a no and then they hear a yes, they're surprised that it's a yes because they just let go of that energy. But those people will leave again because your intention was a no. So it's not there for the long run anyway. Ooh, that was good. Thanks for the download. Okay. Let go of the how, because it's off your radar screen. 99.9% is off your radar screen. Every time a question pops up and you ask yourself, gosh, how am I going to do it? What's the strategy? Who cares? The strategy doesn't matter. Keep on working on what you want and why you want it, and feeling good about it, and talking yourself into it, and then talking to your friends who actually get this. The mastermind is so important, that you only tell your mastermind, nobody else, because everybody else is going to kill your dream before it has really taken root. So lesson 12 next week is about the mastermind. And I've actually asked Beani, and I know Yarik's on this call, so maybe they could, give a short presentation about what they know about the mastermind, because they've been reading chapter 1 of The Laws of Success of Napoleon Hill, and the whole chapter talks about mastermind. So that would be amazing if you guys could do that. Okay, and then it will happen by law. So not by luck, not by numbers game or all that things. It will happen by law, because we are governed by laws, and everybody is under that law. And don't mistake like legislation for law. It's not man-made. It's the universe. So nobody can do anything to you unless you allow it. And on the other hand, nobody can keep you from doing what you want to do and creating what you want to create. Wait, I'll just make them pass. Okay, so it will happen by law. Because it has to happen. A carrot seed that you planted into the soil will become a carrot. I don't even know if carrots have seeds, but I think so, yeah. And so an apple seed will become an apple tree, right? Why? Because it happens by law, because the law of attraction brings to it what it needs to become more. So the question is, what are you putting out? Okay, so let me check the chat box. Wow, great answer, Hildy. You guys said I don't even know what he means, but thank you. I do the same with ice cream. Always let them taste if they have doubts, or give some extra if they already did order and see another flavor. It works for sure. They come back always and buy more. Yeah, absolutely. Next time they know which one they want, right? Nice, Rob from Guy. And then Angelique says, I always hear Hildy, her voice now. Who cares about how? Yeah, go. You have a question. I love questions.
Yeah, so so basically what I notice is that things happen so miraculously that you don't you could never think about it, but I still, even though I know this, I still, because wherever we go, we hear about strategies and how you have to do this, you have to do this and that. And this is like rampant in every industry, personal development, coaching, business. How should we deal with the constant, it's almost like hypnosis of, you need to know the how, this is what you do, this is the algorithm of Facebook, blah blah blah. I sort of like, it's because what I find is, as you said, intuition will bring you to where you need to be.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're aligned, you'll suddenly go to an event, and then you'll be introduced to somebody who is the perfect person to get you to the next step, where you're going to meet all the people that you said you were going to manifest.
Mm-hmm.
It's not about a strategy of how many people am I going to contact on Instagram or whatever. Sometimes it happens completely differently. So how do we live in a world where we're bombarded with the how all the time?
Okay, so just okay, I'm not I let me see if I understood your question properly. Okay, but so yesterday I was talking to Yarek, and I was telling him about this athlete. I can't remember who it was, but I think he was fighting, and he was one of a good one. He was good at what he did. And Guy, I told you the story as well. Maybe you remember who that was. But he posted something on his page saying, he might have lost at that time, because he posted, I've been to 1,000,000 interviews, and represented all these kinds of brands and everything. So basically he got distracted from everything on the outside world. He completely forgot of why he got to where he actually was, which was he was taking care of his own business, his own energy, so to speak. His yeah. You just always have to. I was telling Eric yesterday, I live in my own world. I trust that I will know what I need to know when I need to know it, and that it will be given to me. I don't have to look for it. People will tell me, or I will see something, or I will have a download, or
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was the notorious Conor McGregor.
Yeah.
Okay. Not a great name to first call yourself, but anyway.
Yeah, well, it was him. So really, it's really about living in your own world, and understanding, even if you just understand the law of vibration and the law of attraction. So whatever you put out is what you get back. So all you really need to do is work on what you put out. Just get so good at knowing who you are, knowing what you're vibrating, knowing what you're sending out. Even if you're talking to yourself all day, every day, just to yourself. And then because the thing is, like, even if you're talking to yourself all day every day, other people will come in eventually, because what you're talking yourself into is into a big team.
Yeah.
Can I also add to that is, I got an amazing aha moment from listening to the Abraham Hicks video the other day about network marketing, and it's really about finding people that are already aligned, people that already understand what we know. Like they're just at our level of understanding what we're doing, because unfortunately when we go to some of these events, it is all about the how, and it's teaching us things different to what we are learning with Hildy and with TIR, with Abraham as well. So it's really going to a higher consciousness here of actually attracting people already tuned in, tapped in, turned on, that are already inspired, already have the network. They don't need to know the how. They just go into action. And if you think about what Taylor did, she did that. She had to get creative. She went into that creating mode of go, okay, I need to find different products because the toothpaste is everywhere. It's all through my network. I need to be creative. And she did that. And she just went into action. She's focused. She just went for it. And all she focused on was becoming Blue Diamond. I could be wrong, but I don't think that she got loads and loads of guidance. She just went for it. She was inspired and she went for it. And she already had the network. So that would be my thing to add to that, is that from this audio that Hildy shared, and if some of you aren't on that WhatsApp group, then we can share it on the TIR group, is that it's all about finding people that are already there. They're already tuned in to just being inspired and making an action. And I want to share just finally a story here. What I just did while I was walking around Notting Hill, just listening to call with Eliza, asleep on me, is I decided to watch what's it called? I can't remember. The Greatest Showman trailer. I know Gabriella's seen the trailer. I saw it just before the call started. And oh my God, goosebumps went through my whole body. So I looked it up online to see, okay, where is it showing? Because I knew it would come out a while ago. And it was like showing nowhere except Wimbledon, which is miles away. I thought, okay, maybe I need to download it somehow or do something. I thought, you know what, I'm going to walk into Whiteley's and just see, who knows, it might be on there. And it was showing online. It's not on. When I went up there, it was closed. The thing was down. But then I had to go that evening. I thought, well, let me just see, maybe they're showing on the screens. And it's showing, because I said when I saw it, I thought, I am going to watch this tonight. I am freaking going to watch it. I am so inspired. And boom, there it was, 9:15 tonight. It's showing. Hildy, I won't be home at 9:15. I'm going to watch it.
How awesome is that? Because
so inspired. Yeah.
No, Whiteley's is like not even a 5-minute walk from us. And Wimbledon is like on the other side of the, London.
Exactly.
Wow, amazing. Okay. Cool. I know then. All right. So, Angelique, is that all?
Yeah, so the video that you're referring to is the one about Abraham Hicks talking about network marketing, right?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
I can post it again. I'll post it in the Facebook group.
Yeah.
Or Guy, maybe you can do it. Yeah?
Yep.
Thanks.
But I think my issue is maybe, and also with some of the people in my team who do know TIR, it's just we really get a bit confused. Like we almost feel like guilt or something about not doing it the way that they do.
Yes. Don't worry.
Yeah. You know what?
And Angelique, I feel the same. Sorry, Hildy. I know as soon as I heard Mary talking about what she talked about and the Ruby calls, I felt exactly the same thing, but I had to reject it and overcome it, because Hildy's answer, this is what I was referring to, Hildy, is that it's a higher consciousness. We've got to realize that we have to guard our mind. We have to guard our doors. Yeah. And we have to, I don't know, we talked about in the weekend, because these events are saying something a little bit different. And, it's an interesting subject.
I'll give you
very interested.
I'll give you another example. So during the weekend, Jimmy Wong said, I'm not passionate about makeup, but it's not about what I'm passionate about. It's about what the market wants. Now, on a logical level, it sounds appealing, but you have to consider that the logic is tied in with the paradigm, right? So if your paradigm thinks that, so to speak, then it is logical. But something within me, which was my intuition, said, ow, I feel it in my gut that there's something wrong with it. And on the same night, I attracted an Abraham video that said exactly the same thing. You know that because gosh, I mean, imagine, why would we come into this world to do stuff for other people and not what we're passionate about? That is really hard work. We're here to be happy, right? We're here to create. We're here to be ourselves.
Yeah.
We're here to inspire because we are ourselves. Yeah.
You know, to be honest, I don't think that any of the guys like Christian or Rick or Daniel were passionate about, you know, skincare, but I think they're passionate about their vision. So you need to find something that you're passionate about, you know?
Yeah. Well, I wasn't passionate about the products until I used them, and now I cannot imagine myself without them. I mean, I never thought that would ever be the case, but it's true. I know you like hearing that, honey.
I can, yeah. Well, I'd like to answer the question a little bit there as well. So with Rick and Daniel, especially because I obviously started with them, is they were passionate about the Pharmanex and the scanner. That's where they came in, because they were professional basketballers. The products had a difference on them, so we're passionate about that. The thing is they couldn't find a creative way to make that as successful as they wanted to. The skincare, but then it was the social media, which is something that Daniel was always very good at, very quick at. He loves researching, and so it's one of his gifts, and he's good at that. And then, you know, I know that they're not passionate about makeup at all, but the makeup's what's bought them a lot of money. The whitening toothpaste, they're not really that passionate about it. I know that, but it's something that has run, and so they've run with it, and then they've focused on it in the UK market, because those smaller products are what are running fast. But there's so much more to tap into with all of this.
Yeah, but you know what? We can never see from the outside what's really going on, okay? I mean, like, you don't know how much. Even Taylor said on stage, you got to trade your sleep. You know, do you really want to do that? Or do you want to work with the loss, right?
Andrea said that as well. I saw it too. Yeah.
Yeah. So now, are you buying into? Honey, can you please mute yourself? Thanks. Are you buying into their reality, or are you creating your own? And are you choosing what you want to choose? And then, so you really got to become so good at being your own biggest fan and supporter. But you know what? The rewards. Oh my God, the rewards. There was a time when I felt so alone in this world, feeling nobody else could understand me, because I knew this stuff, but nobody else did. And I was already questioning myself, am I really crazy? And then so this so this morning I was crying, because the way that I raised my children was the way I believed to be true. I didn't have anybody to follow. My way was unique. And Natalie is just so set for life, you know. There's nothing. She is so extremely grateful for everything that she learns from me, and she tells me all the time. And then she sent me a message yesterday saying, "Mom, every time I put something new up on my vision board, I think of you." And she teaches this to her friends, and she said she'll be a millionaire by 20. And then she said that she's definitely going to join our team. And then she also said that the boyfriend of her friend's mother was saying, "Ooh, I would have wanted to be on top," like, you know, the type pyramid scheme thing. And then so I was wanting to try to explain to her that it's not a pyramid, or how to answer that, right? And she's like, she was just brushing it away. And I really felt that she just knows what she knows, and she'll just leave everybody aside who doesn't get it. It's like, duh, no brainer, you don't get it, so goodbye. Yeah.
I think it's really like, and then with marketing, I haven't come across anyone that's teaching this, or no one's, you know, there's nothing on Eric Worre stuff, because he's apparently up to date with everything. But maybe there is, but it's just a higher consciousness. It's not that our uplines are doing it wrong or anything. And I know there's other people that are not doing it with marketing, but just to share this topic for Angelique, but they just don't know what they don't know here. And this is going to a whole new level of understanding. But I'll chat to you later on about it as well, Angelique. So I've got a few ideas.
Thank you.
Okay, cool. Alrighty. Thanks. Okay, so there was this one last thing. Repeat, okay? Because you just gotta feed a new desire, because it already happened. So just keep growing, having more and more fun, doing more and more amazing things, and yeah, just repeat. Oh, okay. So I have a caterpillar story. There are 3 caterpillars. Wow, amazing. I love the synchronicity of this because of your question, Angelique. There are 3 caterpillars. One caterpillar was walking in the beautiful sun and came across this wall and thought, "Ooh, there's a wall. Oh, never mind. I'll just go back." Okay. The second caterpillar walks, enjoying the sun, comes across this wall, and goes like, "Oh my God, there's a wall," and keeps on pushing against. Well, we don't want to know what happened to caterpillar, but anyway, that was his style. And there was his third caterpillar, walking the beautiful sun, having fun, came across this wall and thought, "Oh, there's a wall. Okay, fine. I'll just stay here and I'll just enjoy here." And gets into the cocoon, and one day comes out and flies over the wall. So, I mean, that's exactly what we need to do. Like, there's an obstacle, and go like, "Oh, okay, I see that obstacle. Anyway, I'm just going to do the best of what I can in my here and now, and just go into my cocoon, create from the inside out, and create my wings and fly. And I'll just fly over that thing," right? So, me time is so important. Study time is so important. And how do I put it? Like, being your own biggest supporter, and then eventually becoming your own biggest fan is just the most important thing ever. So yeah. Okay, so I have 2 or 3 more slides. Impression of increase. The reward when you give, even at times when you feel you have very little, is that you're teaching your brain that there's more than enough. You can leave scarcity behind and enter a world of abundance if you can give even a little bit when you think you can't. So, Joanne, this is when you give money out, you're telling the universe that you have money to give out. So because you're telling the universe that you have money to give out, more comes back to you. So it's not really always about the saving kind of thing. So well, saving is good, but become one of a higher consciousness, knowing that money is always in the flow. It's like blood. I mean, when money should come in and out, in and out, in and out, just like breathing. When you want to stock up blood, people get strokes. So it has to flow. You create a paradigm that allows you to believe in a gut level that money just flows in and out, and that it comes and goes, and you give it freely and you accept it happily. Like, yeah, that's the kind of paradigm that you need to make money come and go. So if you're hoarding money, if you're holding money because you're afraid that you won't have enough, the universe will just hear that I don't have enough, and then the universe will go, "There you go. Okay, that's what you want, then I'll give you more of that." And then that's why people struggle. Okay, so this is the last slide. Abraham says, "Be happy. Just be happy." So even though I gave you a whole process because it was fun for me to create that process, all you got to really do is be happy. Just be happy. Okay? So I wish you guys a wonderful week. I'll catch you again next week. If there's anybody else who wants to say or ask anything really quickly, or else we'll just say goodbye and catch you soon. Bye, guys.
Thank you, Hildy.
Thank you, Gabriella.
Thank you, Hildy.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.